Welcome to part 1 of an introduction to the Armada Compass system. In this short instructional video, you will learn how to log into Dynamics 365 and enter a sales order. Sales orders are one of the most important parts of the Compass system. Let's begin. You will start by opening Internet Explorer on the machine that was assigned to you when you first came in. Click the Windows icon in the lower left corner of your screen. The familiar Start menu will appear, and you will see a shortcut for Internet Explorer pinned to the menu. Alternatively, you may also see the Internet Explorer icon on your taskbar. You can launch the program from there as well. Once Internet Explorer is running, you will automatically be diverted to the Microsoft Dynamics 365 login screen. Enter the Armada Analytics email address that was assigned to you along with your password. Be sure to check the box under the password field that says Keep me signed in. Click the Sign In button to continue. If you have forgotten your password, click the Can't Access Your Account link below the Sign In button and follow the directions to reset your password. If you have successfully logged in, you will see a dashboard screen. This dashboard screen is a customizable view of your work in Dynamics 365. You can track anything from outstanding sales orders to opportunities that may be assigned to you later. Your manager will show you more about dashboards during your training. On the top left of your screen, you will see the word Sales with a downward pointing arrow beside it. Clicking on the arrow will reveal a menu. This is your navigational menu that will always be in that location on every page. For our demonstration, you will click the Sales tab on the menu. This will open a submenu with a variety of categories and links. From here, you will click on Orders under the Collateral submenu. The Sales Order module will open to a page with a list view of open orders. Your default view may not list any open orders since you do not have any assigned to you yet. Clicking the down arrow next to the words My Orders will reveal a menu with different views to choose from. The views help filter and sort data on the page. For example, the My Orders view is a filter that excludes all other orders except those assigned to you. Choosing active orders from the menu will filter the orders based on the status the order is instead of who it's assigned to. You will notice that there are a lot more orders in this view. Depending on your job function, you will either edit orders that are already in the system, or you will create orders in the system. This demonstration will cover both processes. At the top left-hand side of your screen, you will see a plus sign with the word New next to it. Clicking this will create a new sales order record for you to input your information. The order screen looks like this. As you look over the order screen, several things are worth taking note of. First of all, the fields with a red asterisk beside them are required fields that must be filled in for the order record to be created. If any of these fields are left blank, you will receive an error message on your screen directing you to fill in the appropriate value. You will also notice that some fields have a padlock beside them. These fields are locked from editing and are usually filled in by the system after the order is created. Fields that have a list view instead of a normal text box are called lists. On the order form, you will see lists for products and attributes. Attributes will help you find similar orders in the future, and products will carry over the invoice once the order is ready for billing. Your manager will explain these fields in more detail with you during your training. The last thing to note before we move on is that this order form is dynamic. Certain values and fields will change per the department you're creating the order for. The department field under Deal Information drives this change. Switching between underwriting and zoning will give you the best example of these changes. You will begin creating the order by first entering the deal name. This is usually known ahead of time and generally relates to the property name or portfolio you're working on. Order ID and job number will automatically generate when we create the order, so you can leave them blank even though they may be marked as required fields. As we mentioned earlier, the department field will determine how the rest of the form is set up. Make sure you choose the correct department to avoid any confusion later in the process. When creating the order, the % complete will usually be 0 unless the work was started before the order was put in. This can happen during times when the deals are rushed. If this is the case, enter the actual percentage of work that has been completed at the time of order entry. Potential customer and opportunity relate to the corresponding records that were created by the business development team in the closing process. If you're not sure about what these values should be, please ask your manager. The client oversight field will tie back to contact record that has been previously entered. This will denote the person overseeing the deal on the customer side. Typing the first few letters of the name will narrow the result down for you in the field. Clicking the magnifying glass at the end of the text box will open a small list of search results based on what you have entered so far. Under the Important Dates section, you will need to provide the kickoff date, the project due date, and the estimated delivery date. These dates are usually set by the customer and managed by the deal oversight. Fill in the target invoice date with the date you plan to have the deal completed and ready to send to invoicing for further processing. You will also be directed to fill in a value for the price list. The price list will be named after the client and corresponds to their negotiated pricing. Skipping down to the General section of the order, you will find the rest of the required fields that need to be filled in. Due to the number of fields and the scenarios in which they're required, your manager will guide you in completing this section until you become familiar with the process. The last information that is required before the order can be created is the allocation. This section is very important because it tells the oversight what the workload of his team members amounts to. To avoid confusion, make sure you add your team members to the corresponding fields based on their role in the deal. Once all required fields are filled in, you will be able to create the order record in the system. Until this point, the order you've been working on is a draft only. Creating the order will let others find it in the system to make edits as needed. Click the Save button to create the order. As mentioned earlier, your job role may require you to edit existing sales orders. In this section, we will look at how that is done. You will start by navigating to the Sales Order module as you did before. Select the order you wish to edit. If you cannot find the order you're looking for, you can use the search bar on your screen to narrow down the result. Once your order is selected, double-click the line to open the order form. Alternatively, you may click the name of the order to open it for editing. Take note of where you click, since other areas will take you to different parts of the system you do not want to edit. When the order form opens, you will recognize it as being the exact form you used when you created the order. This time around, all the required fields will be filled beforehand. At this point, you will have direction from your manager regarding the information that needs to be updated in the order. As you update the form, you will come across different types of input fields. How you interact with each field will be determined by the field type. Here you see a drop-down field. This field is pre-populated with a set of values, and you will choose one. Clicking on this type of field will open a list for you to choose from. The next and most common field you will encounter is a plain text field. This field is simply a blank box where you enter your data by typing out what it needs to be updated. You will also see fields that look like the plain text field, but the field has a magnifying glass at the end of it. These fields are lookup fields that link back to some collection of data. Typing in these fields will bring up search results below the field, similar to the drop-down field. You may also click the magnifying glass on the field to open a search dialog. Remember to save your work when you've completed your updates by clicking the Save button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. If there are any errors in your data entry, they will be displayed next to the Save button. These errors are usually easily corrected by following the direction included in the error text. If you have any further questions on entering or updating orders, please see your manager.